Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you and tell you how to fix a broken garden hose. This will be an easy tutorial for a hole or cut in a hose that you might have. Let's get right into the video. As you can see, I have this garden hose right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to intentionally put a little hole or a cut in it. And I'm going to show you how to fix it. So I have a screwdriver right here. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little hole in the garden hose. Hopefully this goes through it. We're going to see in a moment. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to pierce through it. I probably should have gotten a drill bit or something, but I can make a hole in. There we go. So we're through. There we go. So now we have a broken garden hose. You can see there's a hole right through it. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to fix it. All you need is one of these. This is a very simple hose repair kit, I think it's called. And just make sure you get the right size for your hose. Okay. So I got a 1/2 inch one right here. And what essentially it has is it has this piece that joins two ends of a hose together. And then it has a few of these clamps that you can use. Okay. So you're going to make sure you have two of these clamps, one on either end of the hose. Okay, very simple. Essentially, everything you need comes in a kit. I believe that one actually had two different ones at one point. I believe, I could be wrong, but because I just found it in my drawer. I bought it a long time ago for a different garden hose, and I'm not sure if I used it or not. But either way, it is a kit. I show you right here. It just says metal hose mender, metal mender hose repair kit 1/2 inch. Okay, that's what it's called right there. But they come in all different shapes and sizes and varieties. It has a piece like this, and you need two of these rings, okay? So what you want to do is you want to essentially cut the hose on either side of the hole or the cut in the hose. So you want to remove this section right here that actually has the hole or the damaged part. So I have just a box cutter over here, and I think this is actually really dull, so it might take me a little bit of time, but please bear with me. We're going to go ahead and we are going to cut on either side. I'm going to cut on this side, and I'm going to cut on this side. And what I will be left with is this middle part that has the hole will be removed. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut on this side, and like I said, you're only losing a little bit of hose, like in terms of the length. So just make sure you really cut out the part that's damaged. You don't want to like try and save every last inch of hose length, and then you end up, causing more problems than what it's worth. So, like I said, I do apologize. I am using a box cutter that isn't that sharp, but you know what? It'll work. At the end of the day, you can use anything to cut a hose, really. Let's try and get that on camera. Just like this. So I have one end of the hose on my right that I'm going to cut off right now. Try and get the cut to be as clean as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect by any means, but just try and get it to be as clean as possible. Almost done right here. Just a little bit more. There we go. So I have that piece on my right, the end on my right of the hose, and we're going to cut out this hole right here. So I'm going to cut to the left now of the hole like that to remove that piece right there. There are different ways that you can fix it, but this is probably the most reliable way with regards to doing a repair that will hopefully last a long time. That's the goal here. I don't want you to do repair that's going to last a week. I want you to repair it to the point where it's going to last a while. I don't want it to last only a week. I want it to last a long while. So I'm just working my way through the hose, like I said. I probably should have got a sharper tool, but you know what? This is life. This is what we do. We do whatever it takes to get the job done. So this is a great example of that right now. Okay. All right. So as you can see, the piece with the hole we've now cut out. Okay. So what we need to do next is we need to place both of these rings. One ring goes on either side, and this joins the two pieces of hose together. You can see it goes right inside the hose like that. Fits nice and snugly. We would put a ring on this side and a ring on that side. Here's a tip. Don't go like this and try and put the rings on after, because you can't get those rings on. So put the rings on before. I know it seems like it's straightforward, but trust me, it's happened to me many times when I've repaired hoses. So put one ring on the left, okay, and then one ring goes on the right, like that, okay? And we're gonna join these two pieces of hose together. So make sure that's nice and tightly in there, and make sure this is nice and tightly in there, okay, as well. So we've now joined the two pieces of hose together. And now I'm just going to take my multi-bit screwdriver over here, and I'm going to tighten up these rings. Now you want to get these rings essentially as close to the end as possible without going too close. So I want to get them nice and close to the end. Okay, and we're going to do one at a time. So I'm going to place the first one over here. It needs to be over that metal piece fully, okay? So like the whole ring needs to be over part of the metal piece. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to tighten it down. I'll show you what we're going to do. So I like to tighten it down about 95% at first. Okay, in case we have to make any adjustments. We don't do the final 100% tightening until the end when we know we're not going to need to move the hose. Once again, I probably should have brought a drill to do this a little bit faster. I do apologize, but like I said, this is what we do. We don't have the best tools, we just get it done. Okay, so right now, it's tightened down about 95%. We'll bring it to 95. There we go. That's 95% tight. It's not moving. Now I'm going to get this end and I'm going to line it up nicely as well as I can. Okay, get this little ring right here. We're going to tighten this up like this as well to 95%. Okay. The reason we don't go to 100 right away is because we might need to make adjustments, and it's much easier to loosen one of these rings at 95% tightness than it is at 100%. So that's just so you know why. Okay, so make sure you're holding everything in place. Okay, we're almost at 95%, just like that. Okay, so now, as you can see, we've mended the hose together, and these are on it. It's quite tight. I can pull on it. Look, I'm pulling. It's not going anywhere. So I know at this point we're pretty good. But what I like to do is I like to make sure we're not going to have any leaks. Because you can see if I really pull, I can really still move it ever so slightly. Okay? So we're going to make sure we have no leaks. Okay, that's the goal here. So I'm going to tighten this to 100%. So now I take this and I'm going to really tighten it down to 100%, as much as I can tighten it. You want it to be squeezing that hose onto that metal mender piece. Okay? Just like that. Okay? And you saw how many times I turned it, even though it was already tight, how many times I turned it. You can really get these to be really tight. So you, for the most part, won't have to worry about any leaks. It might leak over time, a long time, and a lot of movement, but you really don't want to be worried about it just leaking for no reason, right? Okay. All right. A little bit more. There we go. So now, this is, look, I'm really pulling as hard as I can, and it is, whoo, okay, that's it. It's not going anywhere. That was literally as hard as I could pull. That's it. Now, for the most part, it should work. It should be leak-free. You know, as long as you did it properly and as long as the parts worked fine, it should be good to go. So that is essentially how to fix a broken garden hose. If you have a hole or a cut in the garden hose, any type of leak, you can cut out that part, cut out that length of it, and then you can mend it up with something like this. That's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.